In this lecture, let us discuss about text summarization. So we can say that it is a shortcut to reading an enormous set of documents. For example, see, if you take either any complete article or a research paper, instead of reading article or research paper, you might just read the most important statements. And this task can be done by using text summarization. Text summarization scope is not just limited to documents. It has wide range of applications across various domains. Like it can be used in news summarization, social media summarization, or even email summarization can also be done. So from this picture, you can see this is a complete document which is having thousands of lines. Assume like that. There are more number of lines, and we are creating summary out of that. So this summary contain only the important statements. And types of text summarization, it mainly depends on three different factors. First one is input type, output type, and then purpose of summarization. So in this image, you can see the types based on input type. So we can take single document as well as multi-document as input. And based on purpose, you can use either of the three techniques: generic, query-based, and domain-specific. Based on output, so you can use either extractive summarization or abstractive summarization. You can apply either of the two methods to generate the result. So here the input decides what type of summarization to be performed. So that means whether we are providing single document or multi-document as an input. So if it is a single document, summarizes a single document or piece of text. If it is a multi-document, then here summarizes multiple documents or collection of text documents on a given topic or theme. And coming to second category, that is based on purpose. Generic summarization, it always aims. So if you take the first one, generic summarization, it always aims to generate concise summary of the input text, preserving only the main ideas and key information. Okay, so here the generated summary contains main ideas and key information from the original summary. And if you take the second one, key-based summarization. So it generates a summary specifically tailored to answer a user's question or query. And the third one is domain specific. It mainly focuses on summarizing the text within a specific domain or a field. We can take any field like biomedical literature or legal documents or any financial reports. So it summarizes the text within a specific domain. And then, so based on input, so how to identify. So there are two techniques here. One is extractive summarization. So it mainly focuses on identifying important phrases for the input text. So after identifying the important points, it will combine everything into summary. So what is done in extractive summarization? It will take the article, find out important points from that, and then combine all the statements together in order to generate a summary. So best example here, you can see this is the original text which is having 6 lines of statements or 6 lines, whereas extractive summary contains only 4 lines. So this 4 lines, they are again generated from this only, right? So we are taking important points from this and we are writing this extractive summary. We can take one real life example for this. For example, if I say that tomorrow you have an exam on one particular topic, and if I give you material related to that, say this is a document which is having the particular question, and this is having total 30 sentences which are related to one concept. Okay. So students might be of different types, right? So some students, they may prepare all these 30 sentences. So when I ask you to prepare this concept, then some students, they may prepare 20 sentences. So they'll extract 20 important sentences from this document and they'll write that as an answer in the exam. So that is the example for extractive summary. Okay. So what is extractive summary? Extracting important phrases for input text. So we are extracting 20 important phrases from the document which is having 30 sentences. And after that, combining everything together in order to generate the summary. So now the summary contains 20 sentences. Techniques in extractive summarization include, first one is sentence scoring. So here, so just now we extracted 20 important sentences from 30 sentences. And now our task is we need to arrange them based on scores. So all the important sentences, we need to arrange them in order based on their importance. So here we are assigning scores to sentences using features like word frequency, position, and importance. And based on that, ranks will be assigned to the sentences. So use algorithms like text rank or lex rank. What is the first one? We can use text rank or lex rank. So the first one, text rank algorithm, it assigns important scores to sentences based on their similarity to other sentences in the document. Whereas second one, lex rank, it computes sentence importance scores based on the cosine similarity between sentences in the document's vector space representation. So here, as we know, everything is represented as a node in graph. So here we are taking sentences and these sentences are represented as nodes in the graph. So we'll be using some graph-based algorithms like degree centrality, betweenness centrality, or you can use eigenvector centrality to identify important sentences based on their centrality in the sentence graph. And machine learning models. So here we can use models to classify sentences based on based on importance for summary generation. So we can use support vector machine, which are trained to classify sentences based on features such as sentence length, term frequency, position in the document, etc. And or else we can use either random forest or decision tree also. And the next second method is abstractive summarization. So it goes beyond extractive. So we can say this is even advanced than extractive method. And it gains a core meaning of the text and understands it. Then only it will generate the summary. So if you take the same example which we considered before, that is a document which is having 30 sentences, and from the 30 sentences, we extracted 20 important sentences in our previous case. Now, so first category of students, they'll do this. Whereas some other students, they won't take the sentences as it is. So first they'll try to analyze the concept or they'll try to understand the concept and then they'll try to write that concept on their own. So instead of writing all the sentences as it is. So that category comes under abstractive summarization. So understanding the concept and writing or generating the summary on their own. So these 20 sentences, they are not directly considered from document or copy pasted from document. So students will write these 20 sentences on their own based on the knowledge gained from this document. So this is the original text and this is the abstractive summary. So there won't be any similarity in the sentences, because here first analyzing the sentences takes place, and then after understanding the meaning of that, summary will be generated on their own, on its own. Then techniques in abstractive summarization include, first one is sequence to sequence models. So here encoder decoder architecture comes under this. So this framework, it mainly uses two recurrent neural networks or transformer based models. An encoder to encode the input text to a fixed length context vector, and we can use decoder to generate summary based on the context vector. So models like LSTM or GRU, they can be used as encoder and decoder. Whereas for the second case, attention mechanism, so it allows the decoder to focus on different parts of the input text while generating each word of the summary. So this actually helps the model capture relevant information and produce summaries. So even transformer based architectures like BERT, GPT, they can even be used for abstractive summarization. And if you take this reinforcement learning, so here reinforcement learning techniques like policy gradient methods, though they can be used to train the abstractive summarization model by directly optimizing for summary quality metrics. So they can take metrics like row values, row scores. So the model learns to generate summaries that maximize the reward signal provided by evaluation metric.